What up, and what's poppin'? It's your dog Breeze from Fahrenheit 451, part of the Fourth and Gold Network. We're burning the books alive. Back with my best bets in the NBA for St. Patty's, March 17th. Yesterday saw us go 2-2 in the NBA. We'll get into it right quickly. We had Quentin Grimes looking for revenge over his 24 points. It was a little sweaty, but he got there. Luca versus the Suns auto bet over his 32 points. We had Denny Avia going over his 21 points. He finished with 19. We finished on the hook there. I'm watching the game. I'm seeing him just, call for the ball. But, so he got a couple of chuckers on his team. What can you do? And we had Denny for 9 rebounds. I think he finished with a 6 or 8. Nevertheless, like I said, back with my best bets in the NBA for March 17th, St. Patty's. Let's get straight to it. So I'm on the wrong page. So for today, and I always forget to throw the plays up here. So let me get them up. All right, you can find all plays right down below on the ticker. First up from the Detroit Pistons, this is going to be a 2-unit play. Jalen Duren over his 12 rebounds, sniped it at plus 100 odds over on DraftKings. Not really, because I seen it at minus 106 on FanDuel earlier. But I sniped it for plus money nevertheless. And he's over this line in his last 4 out of 5 games and in his last 5 out of 7 games. New Orleans allows the second most rebounds to the center position, and they're allowing the third most rebounds in the NBA, period. Kelly Olynyk and Eve Missy are both questionable. So it could be Jalen Duren out there against Jeremiah Robinson Earl and Matkovic. So absolutely love that play, whether the starters play or whether the starters sit. Next from the Sacramento Kings, you know what I'm saying? DeMar DeRozan, over his 22 points, minus 110 odds over on DraftKings. He's hitting his line in his last 5 out of 6 games. And in his last 2 games versus the Grizzlies this season with 26 and 29 points. He's hitting his line in his last 6 out of 7 games versus Memphis as well, who allows the second most points to the small forward position. DeMar DeRozan scores 32% of his points in the lane. In the last 10 games, Memphis is allowing the 9th most points in the lane. Next, from the Sacramento Kings, Zach LaVine just scored 20 points. Zach attacked just to score 20 points, minus 118 odds over on FanDuel, a line that he's hitting in his last 15 out of 20 games and in his last 5 games versus the Memphis Grizzlies with 28, 24, 36, 30, and 29 points. If DeMar DeRozan has moved from 22 points and if Zach LaVine has moved from 20 points and you say, hey, Breeze, the line has moved, what should I do? I like DeMar DeRozan and I like Zach LaVine all the way up to 25 points tonight. So I'll take it wherever the line is at right now if I didn't already have it. Zach LaVine, 28, 24, 36, 30, and 29 points in his last 5 games versus the Memphis Grizzlies. Zach LaVine scores 41% of his points from the above the break 3. Memphis allows the 5th most points via the above the break 3. Zach LaVine scores 33% of his points in the paint. Memphis allows the 13th most points in the paint. Memphis also allows the 7th most points to the shooting guard position. So Memphis just allowing it all. They just giving it up. And I look for Zach LaVine to take everything he can get, as well as our boy DeMar DeRozan. Last but not least, Jackson Hayes from the Los Angeles Lakers. Yes, that Jackson Hayes, over 6 rebounds. I done came on here a million times and told you he's not a rebounder, but Jackson Hayes is in a spot that I cannot ignore. Jackson Hayes, over his 6 rebounds, a line that he's hit in his last 3 out of 4 games, and in his last 5 out of 7. Jackson Hayes has played 29 minutes in his last 2 games. When he plays 27 minutes or more, he's hit this line in his last 9 out of 10 games, going back to last season, and in his last 2 games versus the San Antonio Spurs, dating back to 2022. San Antonio Spurs do not have a center. They do have Mamushvili off of the bench, but they're pretty much going to play Bismack Biyombo for 12 to 15 minutes and then run a smaller lineup. So Jackson Hayes should be able to get all the rebounds that he wants. Jackson Hayes double-double might feed families tonight, all right? Jackson Hayes over his 6 rebounds. He's hit this line in his last 3 out of 4 and his last 5 out of 7. I'm pairing that with Jalen Duren of the Detroit Pistons to record 9 rebounds. Jalen Duren has had 9 rebounds in his last 24 out of 30 games. So I'm going to be taking Jackson Hayes for 6 rebounds, pairing it with Jalen Duren over his 9 rebounds, and that is plus 102 odds over on DraftKings. All right, let me give you a recap. But you, as always, you can see it scrolling right down here. Jalen Duren over his 12 rebounds, DeMar DeRozan over his 22 points, Zach Attack Levine over his 20 points, and Jackson Hayes over his 6 rebounds, paired with Jalen Duren over his 9 rebounds. Like, comment, and subscribe for your daily sports betting videos and analysis. Let's keep running them. As always, I will see you tomorrow. If you want all of my plays as soon as I take them for just 16 cents a day, subscribe to the Patreon. I will have that link down below. Follow me on Twitter at F451. Follow me on Instagram at F451 because I'll be posting plays everywhere. I might have added pics. Those might be in a pinned comment or on Twitter or somewhere. All right. Love, peace, and fish grease. Let's continue to run up the units. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. I'll see you later on the day. That's why I froze like that. I'll see you later on the day. We'll probably talk a little bit of hockey, but as always, I see you tomorrow, man. Pin comments, Twitter, Instagram for any official added plays. Love, peace, and fish grease, man. Let's continue to run up the units, man. Let's get this cheese. All right, I'm gone.